We're here in celebration of the centennial of First Baptist Church of Santa Fe, New Mexico, and we're speaking with Mr.
Taylor Hendrickson.
Hello, Taylor. When did you first become a member of First Baptist Church of Santa Fe?
When we moved here in 1976.
And what influenced you to make the decision to become a member?
Because I'd been in a Southern Baptist church ever since I was 12 years old because of their great Bible teachings, and so I joined here.
In what organization or groups have you been involved with the church in your time that you've been here?
Well, I've been active in Sunday school and been a teacher a number of years ago, and I've been a deacon all of the years I've been here, and I've been on the administration committee and property committee and some other committees. Were you the only deacon here, or are you one of several deacons? No, there are several deacons here. There's probably around 20, I would say, roughly.
Can you describe your experience with that a little bit to me? How have you felt about it over the years?
Well, it's been a great experience because we try to be the spiritual ministry to assist the pastor and the church, and we do a visitation of different people, and we visit in the hospital, and we try to visit wherever else we're needed and try to serve in any capacity. For example, sometimes we're needed at funerals and different things, so we try to help in any way we can.
And your family is part of the church as well too, and have they been involved in church activities as well?
Oh yes, my three daughters, my wife, they've all been active in the church. And my wife passed away in 1998, and then I met a lady here at the church and married in 2001, and she's also active in all aspects of the church.
Can you describe any special community ministry activities that you've been involved in over the years?
Well, there's a lot of activities from First Baptist Church, and that's one thing I like about it. The Living Nativity is one where practically all of the members of the church are involved, and several thousand people from the community come to that. And so I'm involved in that, and then I'm involved in the Gideons. And now that's not a direct ministry of the church, but I will say this, that this church gives more money to the Gideon ministry in providing Bibles than any other church in the community. And also 40% of the Gideons are in this church, so it's important. Now, the church has a lot of other ministries. Honduras, they've gone to Honduras. I have not gone on one of those trips. We had ministries a number of years ago till the people that organized it had to stop it, but we sent green beans and corn by the truckloads to Mexico to help people down there. And there's just, recently we've done a couple or three things that are interesting. One is we passed out free corn to anybody that came by on Old Pecos Trail out here and wanted to pull in and get it. And we're in the homeless ministry. We do that one time a year and feed I think it's over 100 people, and also we do that on the 5th Saturday. And sometimes we let people use the parking lot for their activities, and there's quite a few ministries that the church has, and that's one thing I'm really proud about First Baptist Church for.
Can you describe any of your personal gifts or involvement or service to First Baptist Church over the years?
Well, I was chairman of the administration committee for a few years, and I've been chairman of the deacons, and I've taught Sunday school. Now, I did that a number of years ago. I come and unlock the church every Sunday morning so we can get the lights on, the heat going, and that kind of thing. And so I try to help in any way I can.
And teaching the Sunday school, that's probably a pretty fulfilling part of that, isn't it?
Yeah, I did that for a number of years with 5th and 6th graders, and it was a wonderful experience.
Yeah, I imagine it's pretty fun teaching the youngsters. Can you describe some of the important changes that you've witnessed in the time since your membership?
Well, they had just completed, as I recall, they had just completed the CLC, our Christian Life Center, when we came, and so we got to see that. And of course, at one time they had a lot of basketball teams that played there, and some tennis and things. We haven't done that so much in recent years, but I know currently there's been a lot of talk about trying to do that more. They do have one basketball team that plays on Monday night. But we've gotten more modern with our screens. We used to use the hymnals, and now we use the screens to sing by, and also the pastor puts notes on that. We've seen that, and we've had a lot of people won to the Lord over the years, so it's been great.
Do you think that modernization is a helpful or positive thing?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
and I think every church has to do it. You have to go forward.
And the basketball, you'd like to see that brought back? Do you think
Yeah,
yeah,
we've talked about that as we're going through a transition period now because we don't have a permanent pastor, but in our groups of discussing with the interim pastor that's here, we've talked about it. We need to get more use in the community for our Christian Life Center. It has a wonderful basketball court. It has full food facilities. So we'd like to get some of those games started again. But we'll have to do some work on that.
So you'd say that that's a very important aspect of reaching out to the community is what that is?
Yes, we'd like to get people from the community to come in and share in that with us.
Taylor, can you name some of those in the leadership that have made the biggest impact on church growth over the years?
Well, I can think of a few. Of course, all the pastors, and I've been friendly with every pastor that we've had here. We've had a number in the 40 years that I've been here, but the pastors certainly. I think of men like Homer and Gene Sutherland. They've had a big influence, and Homer was a pastor, and they worked hard with our senior group. And there was Glenn Stewart. Glenn and I worked together. He was an usher chairman for 15 years. I worked with him on ushering, and I'm still an usher. But he was also the one that got me into the Gideon ministry and some things like that. And Sylvia Rhodes currently, she's very active. She heads our senior group, but she's active in all the different missionary works, ministry works that we do. So those are just a few. There have been many others too.
Do you see other people coming up from the organization that are becoming involved in administration or being involved in some of these aspects of the church that you're referring to?
Well, yeah, we constantly are hoping for younger people to come in and to see what's going on and to utilize their talents, and we see that.
But it would be helpful to have people coming in from the community and becoming part of that eventually, becoming part of the church and
Absolutely.
growing with it over the time.
Oh, we would love to have more people from the community coming in and attending our church and becoming members and becoming active. There's a lot of different areas that people can work in. So you have a lot of choices to look at.
Well, can you describe some of the struggles that the church has had over the last few years or over?
Well, over the years, one struggle that we've had has always been to determine what kind of special training we want our pastors to have. I mean, we always have a senior pastor, but then what do you have? We always have a music person, but sometimes the music person has also had youth. Sometimes they haven't. Sometimes we've had a Sunday school, or now we call it connection group coordinator. Sometimes we haven't. So that's been a bit of a struggle to try to determine that. Sometimes we've had youth pastors, sometimes we haven't. So one struggle has always been to determine the exact kind of training that we need our pastors to have and how many we have. And that's one thing. And then our membership level is down now. Now, one thing is that we had a great Presbyterian group here, wonderful people, and they decided to start their own church. So when they pulled out, it lowered our attendance quite a bit, and we haven't been able to make that attendance up, but we're working on it. We're hoping we can get a lot more people in the church.
Was this something that happened just recently?
No, it happened several years ago. Within the last 10 years, I'd say, but I can't remember exactly. But we really enjoyed having them here when they were here.
Would you say that your membership is starting to increase again, or?
We've had a few new members recently, and we always appreciate that. But we're as our pastor says, we are a graying church, so we're really anxious to get more young couples in and more singles, and we have started a new singles Sunday school class, which is good. We're still weak in our youth area, and we'd sure like to have more in the high school time frame. And so that's another struggle we've had. So we hope to get more youth into our church.
In your opinion, what would you like to see as far as the church reaching out to the community to draw more people in or have them become members of this church?
Well, we would like for the community to know that we're an all-encompassing church, and we believe in Southern Baptist work and everything, but we hope the community realize it's not just Baptists are going here. We have other people, but we want to reach the unreached. That's who we really want to do, is the unreached, the ones that are not going to church anywhere. And there's a lot of them in Santa Fe, and we invite them to come in. We want them to come in, and we want to work with them and be with them. So we hope we can do that. We hope we can grow in that area, and we're certainly going to work on it to make it happen.
And how do you go about that? How reaching out to those people?
Well, I don't know the answer to that question specifically, but I know that's some of the discussion that we've been having recently with our interim pastor, and we need to look at the services we provide and what we do, and look at every aspect and see, are there changes to be made? And we're willing to make changes. If there are changes that need to be made, we're willing to do it. So we're going to look at all those and see what we should do. And I can't specifically say what they have to be, but we will look at them and see what needs to be done.
In the last 100 years, how do you see God's purpose fulfilled in First Baptist Church?
Well, we have, a lot of people have been won to Jesus in the last 100 years. And we are thankful for that, and I think that's quite an accomplishment. And we just wish we had more and more. But also there's a lot of ministries here. And I mentioned back in the community area some of the things that we've been involved in, and there's several others that could be brought up. But this church gives a lot. We give a lot to the cooperative program. We have a Lottie Moon Christmas offering. We have a Annie Armstrong offering, and offering to the Gideons, offering to an organization called YM. We have helped with them. A lot of different areas. And so I think by getting into all of these, we have shown that we really care about people.
And then what are your hopes for First Baptist for the next 100 years?
Well, my hope is that they will keep going strong, that they will stay to the Bible principles that they have in the past. They'll keep those strong. But I also hope that we'll grow a lot more, and that we'll be able to get a lot of the people in the community, particularly the unchurched, to come here. And I think we can do this. I think we just need to work together. I'd like to get a lot more young families, a lot more youth in here. But again, I think we can do this. We need to work at it. We need to set the programs up so that we can teach biblically, but yet make it pleasant here. One of the best things about this church to me is the great fellowship. I mean, this is like my family. I mean, Sharon and I have our family, but we've talked about this. This church is our family, and we love it, but we want it to grow, and we want other people to come so they can enjoy the good fellowship that we have here.
Taylor, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.